Imagine meeting someone who calmly tells you about an event months before it happens. Not a vague prediction, not some generic warning like something bad is coming, but specific details, exact outcomes, dates, places, events nobody could have reasonably predicted. Now imagine those events actually begin happening, one after another, and suddenly, people start asking questions. Who was this man? How did he know? And why did he disappear? Across the internet, stories continue circulating about a mysterious figure who allegedly predicted major world events before they happened. Some believed he was a genius analyst. Others thought he had insider information. But a growing number of people became convinced of something far stranger, that somehow he had seen the future. Tonight, we're diving deep into one of the internet's most unsettling mysteries. The story of the man who claimed to know what was coming and the terrifying possibility that he may have been right. The story doesn't begin with fame. It begins quietly, hidden inside obscure internet forums and forgotten message boards. According to archived posts and online discussions, a strange user began appearing years ago under different usernames. Nobody knew his real identity. No verified photos, no confirmed name, just messages. Long, detailed posts discussing events that hadn't happened yet. At first, nobody paid attention. The internet has always been full of conspiracy theorists, doomsday prophets, and people claiming supernatural abilities. But this man felt different. His writing was calm, precise, almost clinical. He didn't sound emotional. He didn't sound insane. And most importantly, he didn't seem interested in attention. He would appear suddenly, post cryptic warnings, then disappear again for weeks. Some users mocked him, others became fascinated, because hidden inside his messages were predictions that sounded disturbingly specific. Economic instability, government conflicts, massive social unrest, infrastructure failures, global panic. At the time, these warnings sounded exaggerated, almost impossible. But years later, people would begin revisiting those old posts, and what they found terrified them. The first major incident that brought attention to the mystery was allegedly connected to financial markets. Months before economic turmoil struck, the man reportedly described instability spreading through global systems. He wrote about fear-driven collapses, supply chain disruptions, panic reactions, mass uncertainty. At the time, users dismissed the posts as random speculation. But after economic chaos began unfolding, archived screenshots started spreading online. Suddenly, people were paying attention. Then came another prediction: political instability, increasing division, civil tension escalating worldwide. Again, people ignored him, until protests, riots, and widespread unrest began dominating headlines. More screenshots surfaced, more archived messages, and with every new event, curiosity grew stronger. Was this coincidence? Was someone editing old posts after the fact? Or had this man somehow predicted real-world events before they happened? Internet communities became obsessed. Users searched for deleted accounts. Archived websites exploded with traffic. Entire threads were dedicated to decoding his messages. Some people claimed the predictions were exaggerated. Others believed the similarities were too precise to ignore. One user allegedly wrote, "It's not that he predicts everything perfectly, it's that he keeps getting close enough to make you uncomfortable." And that discomfort slowly evolved into fear. As the mystery spread, theories began multiplying across the internet. Some believed the man was an intelligence insider, someone with access to classified information, perhaps a government analyst who understood geopolitical systems better than the public. Others thought he was simply highly intelligent, a master at recognizing patterns long before everyone else noticed them. History has shown that large events rarely happen without warning signs. Economic collapse, political instability, social unrest. Experts can sometimes predict trends years in advance. Maybe this man was just exceptionally good at it. But then came the theories that pushed the story into something darker. Some users became convinced he was a time traveler. The idea sounds absurd, impossible. But online communities pointed to strange details in his messages, references to future technologies, descriptions of social changes before they occurred, unusual phrases nobody understood at the time. People began analyzing every word, every sentence, every timestamp, and the deeper they looked, the stranger the mystery became. Some even connected the story to theories in quantum physics. The idea that time may not move in a straight line, that past, present, and future could exist simultaneously. Modern physics already challenges our understanding of reality. Time dilation, quantum entanglement, probabilities existing before observation. So some asked a disturbing question. What if consciousness itself could somehow access information beyond the present moment? What if certain people occasionally glimpse fragments of the future? Most scientists would reject this completely, but the internet rarely lets impossible ideas die. According to some archived discussions, the man's later posts became increasingly unsettling. Earlier messages focused on politics and economics, but eventually where he allegedly began talking about society itself changing. He described growing fear, isolation, psychological exhaustion, people losing trust in institutions, technology becoming more invasive, human attention becoming fragmented, reality itself feeling distorted. Some readers described his posts as eerily accurate reflections of modern life. One alleged message reportedly said, "The greatest collapse will not be financial, it will be psychological." Another claimed, "People will drown in information and still not know what is true." Whether real or fabricated, those messages spread rapidly online because they felt believable, too believable. And perhaps that's what made the story so disturbing. Not the idea of predicting the future, but the realization that many of his warnings sounded possible. Then suddenly, he vanished. Accounts stopped posting, threads disappeared, archive pages became harder to find. Some users claimed entire conversations had been deleted overnight. Others believed moderators removed them intentionally. Rumors spread that government agencies became involved. Of course, there's no evidence for that. But mystery creates speculation, and speculation fuels legends. Some people believe the man chose to disappear after attracting too much attention. Others think the entire story was an elaborate internet hoax, a carefully crafted myth built from edited screenshots and confirmation bias. But even years later, people continue searching, digging through archives, comparing predictions, looking for clues. Because once a mystery enters internet culture, it rarely dies. Maybe the real reason this story fascinates people has nothing to do with time travel. Maybe it's about uncertainty. Human beings desperately want to know what comes next. We fear chaos. We fear the unknown. And when someone appears to predict the future, even imperfectly, it captures our attention immediately. Throughout history, societies have always searched for prophets, oracles, visionaries, people who claim to see beyond the present. Most are forgotten, some become legends, and a few leave behind mysteries nobody can fully explain. Because deep down, every person wonders the same thing. Is the future already written, or are we creating it moment by moment? And if someone truly could see what was coming, would we even believe them? Maybe the man was a fraud. Maybe he was simply intelligent enough to recognize patterns before everyone else. Or maybe, once in a while, someone catches a glimpse of something beyond normal understanding. A crack in time, a warning from the future, a truth we were never supposed to see. Whatever the answer is, the mystery remains unsolved. And somewhere online, people are still searching for the man who claimed to know the future before it arrived. If you enjoyed this mystery documentary, subscribe for more stories that blur the line between reality and the impossible. And tell me in the comments, do you think anyone can truly predict the future?
Thanks for watching. If this video made you pause, question, or see things differently, then it did its job. Feel free to explore more ideas here, and as always, keep thinking.